Hola, amigos amigos. Jocelyn with Wolters World, and while we're on quarantine and unable to travel, I've been cooking a lot of our favorite dishes that we've had around the world. And today I'm going to make my kids breakfast from Brazil. And these are just generally called tapioca, but they're sort of like a tapioca crepe, if you will. And they're really super simple. They're wonderful because you can fill them with just about anything under the sun. In Brazil, you'll get these wonderful little crepes, and maybe they'll have beef in them, or guava, or sweetened condensed milk. That's our family's favorite. They can be sweet or savory, like I said. It can be fruit or it can be beef. I love mine with cheese in them. But like I said, they're kind of like a makeshift thing for everything. You get them on the beach. You'll get them in restaurants. You'll get them at your hotel. They're wonderful, and they're very typical to the northeast of Brazil. So they really take very few ingredients, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's get started. First off, you need tapioca flour or tapioca starch. This is maybe the messiest stuff you'll ever touch in your life. So here we go. I keep it like double bagged because it doesn't matter what I do, this bag leaks all over the place. Can you see that? It's a disastrous mess. All these crepes are made of is tapioca flour and water, and it's about a 2-to-1 ratio. So we're going to do about a cup of flour today and about half a cup of water. And the trick, there's a couple tricks with these. They're really simple, but there are a couple tricks. So we're just going to do that. Do you see what I said by messy? So when I cook with this, I always have a wet rag and a dry rag to clean up. I'm probably going to be covered in flour. By the end of this, I'll be a giant. It looked like a snowman or something. Okay, so here's how we do it. So we're going to add water by like tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. You don't have to measure it when you do it. Just, it needs to be little by little, and you kind of just smush it all together. Told you it was messy. I use a fork, or sometimes I'll use a whisk, but I find a fork breaks it up better. So as we pour, this will start making these big clumps. Clumps are normal, and that's kind of what you want. When you make this and you get too much water, it'll kind of look like this messy liquid, kind of like mercury. If you've ever seen mercury, it looks like a solid thing that is liquid. Okay, so I've got this just about to the right consistency. It's just big chunks of stuff, right? And all you've really done is just moisten this. So we're gonna do this both ways, with the sifter and with the sieve. My sifter is not, I don't know, I need a new one. This thing, I bought it and I thought it was really great. It's not really great. So, we're gonna see how it works, because this is kind of glumpy stuff. So we're gonna do this both ways. We'll just set this stuff over here. Might as well get it all over the stovetop because, like I said, tapioca is like the messiest stuff on earth. It's like glitter. You find glitter everywhere after you've used it. So just a little bit of butter, let it melt, just to grease your pan. And I'm going to turn this to sort of a medium high. All right. We'll try this mamai's way. This is how they usually do it in Brazil. Pretty easy. I just grate it right onto the pan. Some people put it into a bowl and then do it. I find that this works pretty easily, and this is the way I was taught. I've kind of made a bit of a pile right there in the middle. Try and even it out a little. So all this does is like it does it itself. It doesn't look like it's cooking, does it? But if you look at the edges, it's all kind of come together of its own accord. So about 30 seconds on one side. And then if you're brave, you can flip it like, you know, a chef does. I am not a chef. I am a mom and a traveler. So I will use the spatula and cross my fingers just a little. So it's starting to get just a little bit golden brown, and I think I could have left it on that side just a little bit longer to make it just slightly more golden, but I still want it to be pretty pliable, so I don't want it to get really brown either. I will say that most people put a pinch of salt in theirs. I don't put salt in mine. I think that I'm just trying to keep a low salt diet in our house, maybe. I don't know. I mean, you have to use salt sometimes, but I don't miss it in this, and I don't think that it changes the consistency at all. So we will just flip that. There we go. That's one down, about 400 left to go. All right, so I'm gonna do the one with the other thing. So I am just gonna get all these little bits off the side, push them away. Because I find that they're gonna burn and they're gonna make my actual pancake taste yucky. So I'm gonna move those. And we'll try it this time with the sifter. All right. That one's really little, isn't it? But that's okay. That'll be mine. The first time I had these, I thought they were just the most magnificent thing. My kids, of course, got theirs full of Nutella because that's like their favorite thing to put in any kind of crepe or on pancakes. And I chose a savory one, and that was filled with cheese and eggs. It was like a really unusual sort of thing for Brazil, actually. And then I had a fruit one. The fruit one was just incredible, but those fruits, if they have names in English, are absolutely impossible to find in the Midwest where we live. So I kind of have to make do with regular fillings. So this is what we'll do. So I've got my little tapioca pancakes, and I'm gonna make mine, and I promise mine's gonna be the little one. I like cheese, just gonna put a little cheese in there. This is really great to then set back on your pan and let the cheese just melt a little bit, and it's really nice. And then I'm going to make one for Liam, who has a ridiculous sweet tooth. His is just going to be a little sweetened condensed milk and a dollop of Nutella. Sorry. Just a little Nutella and sweetened condensed milk for him. And then you kind of roll them over. Like I said, these are kind of little. Takes a little more time to get them right and thick, but they're nice and pliable and just a little bit crispy on the edges. So that's how you make a tapioca pancake from Brazil. Mine are never beautiful. I think you have to have Brazilian blood to make them really big, beautiful, perfect pancakes. But you know what? My kids love them anyway. So just remember, it's about 2-to-1 ratio, 2 parts tapioca flour, tapioca starch to water. And you want it to be nice and dry and crumbly. And you just scrape it right into the pan and let it cook pretty quickly. It's really easy. It's also like the messiest thing you're ever gonna make. If you could see the floor over here, there's like half a pound of tapioca flour on the floor that I'm standing in. It's lovely. Minus that, it's really fun. It's fun to do with your kids because they get to have like a buffet and fill it up with all sorts of fun little things that they enjoy. So I hope that you really enjoy this wonderful breakfast snack food that you get in Brazil, just like our family does, and have fun. Happy travels. Yummy. So one of the great things that I should really mention about tapioca is that it's gluten-free. So a lot of people can eat it. And if you're dairy-free or whatever, you can also, fill it with things that are appropriate to your diet. But it's so tasty. I love this. The texture is incredible. Chewy, little crispy. It just goes so well with so many things. So enjoy.